Greetings to all students. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, and that is Central Vigilance Commission. The today's discussion can be divided under following headings: Introduction, Central Vigilance Commission background, Central Vigilance Commission mission, Central Vigilance Commission structure, powers and functions of Central Vigilance Commission, jurisdiction of Central Vigilance Commission, Central Vigilance Commission limitations, new initiative, and conclusion. In a democratic country like India, it is necessary that not only the administration performs its duties efficiently, but also there should be a system which can redress the public grievances arising due to maladministration and corruption. The Central Vigilance Commission of India plays an important role in this context, which coordinates and supervises all the efforts made in central government departments and offices to curb the corruption. The Central Vigilance Commission was set up by the government in 1964 on the recommendations of the Committee on Prevention of Corruption in India. The Central Vigilance Commission is the apex vigilance institution which is free of control from any ministry or department. It is an independent body which is responsible to the Parliament only. Student, our country India is a democratic country. In democratic country, the success of system of governance depends on two things. First, effective and efficient working of administration, and second, existence of a machinery which can redress the citizens' grievances. In a country which is democratic and welfare, it is natural to have some activities regarding maladministration and corruption, but there is a need of system which can put curb on these activities. The Central Vigilance Commission is playing an important role by exercising coordination and supervision in all efforts which are there to curb corruption. The word vigilance means this is the state of being watchful and alert regarding any problem. In this context, this problem is maladministration and corruption. So, the main role of this commission is to work for promoting integrity and eliminate corruption in society and especially in the central government departments. The special thing about this commission is that this is the apex institution in its field. This is not under control of any ministry or government department. This makes this commission impartial and it can work free of any outside pressure. Central Vigilance Commission background. The Government of India set up the Special Police Establishment to investigate cases of bribery and corruption in transactions with the War and Supply Department of India during World War II in 1941. In 1946, the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act was brought into force. Later, the superintendence of SPE was transferred to the Home Department and the jurisdiction of SPE was extended to all the union territories, and Act provides for its extension to states with the consent of the state governments. The Central Bureau of Investigation CBI was established by a resolution of Ministry of Home Affairs on the recommendations of the Santhanam Committee on Prevention of Corruption on April 1st, 1963. Student, to have a look on the background of this commission, we have to go back when in the times of Second World War, some arrangements were made to counter the corruption which was being done in the Department of Supply and other related department. In 1946, an act was also brought in this connection. After independence, in 7th decade, it was needed that there should be a central police agency which can counter all cases of corruption, and there was Santhanam committee set up by then Home Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri also, and this committee, which was formulated on the prevention of corruption, suggested that there should be a commission which can have vigilance over all these cases related to maladministration and corruption. In between then the CBI was also constituted, because there was a need that all the departments which were having their vigilance work were related to only the frauds and maladministration, but there was a need of institution which could handle the case of violation of fiscal laws, fraud regarding passport, organized crimes committed by professional gangs, and that was CBI was brought in, and in consequence the formation of CVC, the Central Vigilance Commission, came into existence. In 1964, the Government of India set up the Central Vigilance Commission on the recommendations of Santhanam Committee to advise and guide central government agencies in the field of vigilance. It was established by an executive resolution of the central government. Student, we see that this commission was initially formed with only an executive resolution. So, we can see that originally it was not having constitutional status or any statutory status. In 1997, the Supreme Court in its judgment stressed the need of superior role of CVC. It criticized the role of Central Bureau of Investigation and directed that Central Vigilance Commission should be given a supervisory role over CBI. Student, till 1997, the jurisdiction of CBI and CVC were contradictory and they were violating each others, but in one of its decisions, Supreme Court mentioned that the CVC should play supervisory role over CBI. The CVC was given statutory status by the enactment of the Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003. In 2004, the Government of India notified the Public Interest Disclosure and Protection of Informers Resolution, which was popularly known as Whistleblowers Resolution, and it marked the Central Vigilance Commission as the agency to receive and act on complaints or disclosure on any allegation of corruption or misuse of office from whistleblowers. Student, in an important incident in 2004, government brought whistleblowers resolution. Here it is interesting to know who is whistleblowers. Student, you know the practices of corruption and maladministration keep taking place in all the departments, but whistleblower is a person. He may be a employee of that organization, he may be outsider like media person, social worker or any other person who wants to make some disclosure regarding that corrupt activities or wrongdoings, and he notified this information to the higher authority. He may be called whistleblower. So, there was a problem for protection of these whistleblowers because they were being attacked, they were being threatened. So, government brought this resolution, but the interesting thing is that all the complaints which whistleblower would raise were raised before CVC, and CVC has to take the actions. It was empowered to take complaints and take actions regarding that. In 2013, the Parliament enacted the Lokpal and Lokayuktas Act 2013. This act amended the Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003 also, whereby the commission has been empowered to conduct preliminary inquiry and further investigation into complaints referred by the Lokpal. Students, after the enactment of Lokpal and Lokayuktas Act 2013, the CVC has got some special responsibility. Now, it can carry out the preliminary inquiry in the cases which are referred by Lokpal. Today, the Central Vigilance Commission is an autonomous body responsible for monitoring all vigilance activities under the union government. So, student, we can say that Central Vigilance Commission has a long history of development, and now it is an autonomous body and it monitors all the cases regarding vigilance in offices of Union government. Mission. The mission of Central Vigilance Commission is to promote integrity in public administration. It aims to create a credible deterrence against corruption by promptly enforcing laws and regulations. Student, it is a problem of today that laws and regulations are made properly, but they are not implemented in the way they should be. So, Central Vigilance Commission makes it an mission that all the laws and regulations should be implemented and enforced properly to curb the corruption, to undertake effective preventive measures so that the scope of corruption can be minimized. Students, this commission is interested in taking preventive measures. It wants to take early action in the cases of corruption. Two things happen here. The corruption is minimized also, because the scope of corruption cannot go further, and the early action is also possible. To raise public awareness regarding ethnic values and reduce society's tolerance towards all forms of corruption. Student, today the citizens have assumed it that without corruption nothing can be achieved. So, this commission wants to break this ideology through awareness among people regarding the corruption and taking action against corruption with special reference to ethnic values. Central Vigilance Commission structure. The Central Vigilance Commission is a multi-member commission which consists of a Central Vigilance Commissioner as chairperson and not more than 2 Vigilance Commissioners as members. The term of office of the Central Vigilance Commissioner and the Vigilance Commissioners is 4 years from the date on which they take office or till they attain the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. The Central Vigilance Commission has its own secretariat, Chief Technical Examiners Wing and a wing of commissioners for departmental inquiries. Student, Central Vigilance Commissioner is a multi-member commission which has 1 Central Vigilance Commissioner and 2 Vigilance Commissioners, and their term of office is 4 years or age of 65 years, which is earlier. If a Central Vigilance Commissioner post is replaced by Vigilance Commissioner, then the total tenure of as Central Vigilance Commissioner and Vigilance Commissioner in aggregate should not cross the time period of 4 years. We can also see that this commission has its own secretariat, 1 Technical Examiners Wing and 1 wing of commissioners. Secretariat. The secretariat comprises of a secretary, 4 additional secretaries, 30 deputy secretaries, 4 under secretaries and office staff. Chief Technical Examiners Wing. This wing consists of 2 engineers of the rank of chief engineers designated as chief technical examiners with supporting engineering staff. This wing investigates the specific cases of complaints relating to construction works and extends its assistance to CBI in cases involving technical matters. Students, generally there are cases of corruption relating to construction works like constructions of roads, construction of bridges and buildings. The construction work is a technical matter, and to help in those matters in investigation there are 2 engineers of chief engineer rank, and they also help CBI to investigate those cases. Commissioners for departmental inquiries. There are 14 commissioners for departmental inquiries, 11 in the rank of director and 3 in the rank of deputy secretaries. These commissioners conduct oral inquiries in departmental proceedings initiated against public servants. Students, there are 14 commissioners also who help in departmental inquiries. In department inquiries, lots of procedures are followed like oral inquiry, investigations, review. All these matters are taken by these commissioners and they help in investigation. Appointment of CVC. The Central Vigilance Commissioner and the Vigilance Commissioners are appointed by the President of India on the recommendations of a committee. This committee consists of the Prime Minister as chairperson, the Minister of Home Affairs as member, the leader of the opposition in the House of the People as member. The Central Vigilance Commissioner is ineligible for reappointment to the commission after leaving the office. Student, if we consult the appointment procedure of Central Vigilance Commission, we see that there is a committee which has Prime Minister as chairperson and two other important dignitaries of Indian government, and this committee gives its recommendations, and the President on these recommendations select a Central Vigilance Commissioner. If there is a question that can reappointments in this commission are possible? No. A Central Vigilance Commissioner or Vigilance Commissioner are not eligible for reappointment in this commission. Removal of CVC. According to Central Vigilance Commission Act, only by order of the President can a Vigilance Commissioner be removed from office based on proven misbehavior or incapacity. The President takes such decision if the Central Vigilance Commissioner or any other Vigilance Commissioner is adjudged insolvent. Insolvent being you are not being able to pay your debt. He has been convicted of an offence which involves moral turpitude. Moral turpitude means a fact or element based on moral violation. He engages in any paid employment outside of his office duties during his time of office, or he, in the opinion of the President, becomes unfit to continue in office by reason of infirmity of mind or body. Students, a person if becomes physically or mentally infirm to continue his job, then President takes such action. He has acquired a monetary or other interest to jeopardize his powers. If any member of this commission has taken some monetary benefits which can jeopardize or which can violate the ethical values of this post, then this action is taken by the President. Powers and functions of Central Vigilance Commission. The powers and functions of Central Vigilance Commissions are multifarious in nature, such as first, supervision. This commission exercises a general check and supervision over vigilance and anti-corruption work in ministries or departments of the Government of India and other offices of central government. Student, it is very necessary and important to have supervision of all the efforts in fight against corruption and having vigilant. So, the main aim of this commission is to hold supervision on all the government departments of central government, so that all the efforts may be coordinated in proper way. Second, to tender advice. The Central Vigilance Commission tenders independent and impartial advice to the departments and other authorities in disciplinary cases involving vigilance requirement at different stages like investigation, inquiry, appeal, review, etc. Student, this commission tenders its advice to the chief vigilance officer which are deployed in all the departments and at the various stages of investigation like inquiry, appeal, review, it provides its advice. Third, inquiry in case of corruption. This commission undertakes an inquiry or causes an inquiry or investigation to be made into any transaction in which a public servant working in any organization of central government is suspected or alleged to have acted in a corrupt manner. It inquires or causes an inquiry in same manner on a reference made by the central government wherein it is alleged that a public servant of central government has committed an offence under the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. Student, when any employee of central government is suspected or found to be guilty in any transaction, then this case becomes the matter of Central Vigilance Commission. It investigates, it inquiries and it causes an inquiry in that case. Fourth, superintendence over vigilance administration. The Central Vigilance Commission can exercise superintendence over the vigilance administration of various central government ministries it has all the powers of civil court while conducting an inquiry. This commission has to tender advice to central government and its organizations on such matters as may be referred to it by them. Student, this commission has power to superintendents over all the ministries and department of central government. This commission time to time give advices to these ministries and department regarding investigation and all other matters of vigilance and fight against corruption. Fifth, superintendents over CBI. This commission exercises superintendence over the functioning of the CBI with respect to investigation under the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988, and it gives direction to the CBI for purpose of discharging its responsibilities. It can review the progress of investigations conducted by the CBI into such cases. Student, it has been decided and said by the Supreme Court that this commission should have a supervisory role over functions of CBI. So, in that connection, it provides its direction to the CBI regarding investigation cases and whatever need in terms of being vigilant and all other activities. Sixth, appointment. In a case, the Supreme Court of India ruled that the Director of Enforcement should be appointed on the recommendations of a committee headed by the Central Vigilance Commissioner, the Home Secretary and the Secretary in the Department of Personnel as members. This committee is also empowered to recommend, after consultation with the Director of Enforcement, appointment of officers to the post of the level of Deputy Directors and above in the Directorate of Enforcement. Student, in the Directorate of Enforcement, the Director is also appointed after recommendations of a committee which is headed by the Central Vigilance Commissioner along with Home Secretary and Secretary in the Department of Personnel as member, and some other appointments are also made consulting this commission. Seventh, respond to central government. This commission responds to central government on mandatory consultation with the commission regarding making of any rules or regulations governing the vigilance of disciplinary matters relating to the persons appointed to the public service of central government or to members of the All India services. Student, whenever central government want to make new rules and regulations regarding the All India services or the employees of the central government, then it has to mandatorily consult this commission regarding those rules and regulations. Eighth, technical audit of construction works. The main functions of Central Vigilance Commission include technical audit of constructions, work of government organizations from a vigilance angle, investigation of specific cases of complaints relating to construction works and assisting CBI in its investigation involving technical matters. This audit is done by the Chief Technical Examiners Organization, which is the technical wing of the Central Vigilance Commission. Student, this is also one important function of this commission which helps CBI in investigation in cases of corruption related to technical matters like construction work, and this work is done by the Technical Wing Examiners Wing, which is a part of this commission and assisted by two chief engineers of level of 2 engineers. Action on complaints referred by Lokpal. The Lokpal and Lokayukta Act 2013 has amended some provisions of Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003, whereby the commission has been empowered to conduct preliminary inquiry into complaints referred by Lokpal in respect of officers and officials of group A, B, C and D, for which a directorate of inquiry for making preliminary inquiry is to be set up in the commission. Student, after the enactment of Lokpal and Lokayuktas Act 2013, this new responsibility has been assigned with this commission to perform preliminary inquiry in the cases related to group A, B, C and D officials. Ninth, powers regarding the Whistleblowing Protection Act 2014. This act makes the commission as the competent authority to receive complaints relating to disclosure on any allegation of corruption or willful misuse of power or discretion against any public servant and to inquire or cause an inquiry into such disclosure. This act also empowers the commission to provide adequate safeguards against victimization of the person making such complaints. Students, when whistleblower raise the voice against any sort of maladministration and corruption, then the CVC has been made competent authority to receive that complaint and take action accordingly. Central Vigilance Commission jurisdiction. Under CVC Act, the jurisdiction of Commission includes member of all India service serving in connection with the affair of the Union, Group A officers of the central government, officers of the rank of scale 5th and above in the public sector banks, officers in grade D and above in Reserve Bank of India, NABARD and SIDBI, chief executives and executives on the board and other officers of E8 and above in Schedule A and B public sector undertakings. Student, if we have a look at jurisdiction of this commission, we see that very important officers of all the important offices have been covered under it. Managers and above in general insurance companies, senior divisional managers and above in life insurance corporation, officers drawing a salary of rupees 8,700 per month and above on central government DA pattern. Student, so the all efforts have been made to include almost all the important offices under the jurisdiction of this commission. Central Vigilance Commission limitations. The Central Vigilance Commission has the status of only an advisory body. The central government is free to either accept or reject its advice in corrupt cases. Student, there are some limitations associated with this commission. One among them is it is only an advisory body. What happens here? All the suggestions which are given by this commission may be accepted or may be rejected, and this weakens its power. The CVC has inadequate resources in comparison to number of complaints that it receives. Student, the CVC has to vigilance all the departments and office of which are numbered in 1500, but if we see the resources, they are found to be inadequate. The appointments process indicates that appointments to CVC are indirectly under the control of Government of India. If we see the appointment process, we can see that the government has full interference in the appointment process of this commission. The CVC does not have power to deal criminal cases. It deals only with vigilance or disciplinary cases. This is another drawback. It cannot handle the criminal cases. The CVC has supervisory power over Central Bureau of Investigation, but it cannot call for any file from CBI or direct CBI to investigate any case in a special manner. CBI is under administrative control of Department of Personnel and Training. So, matters like transfer, appointment, suspension of CBI officers lie with this department. Students, though supervisory role is played by CVC over CBI, but we see that the transfer, suspension and appointment, all these procedures are under the Department of Personnel and Training, and this weakens the control of CVC on CBI. New initiatives. The CVC has taken some new initiatives to accomplish its mission, such as adopting national anti-corruption strategy, use of technology to prevent corruption, international cooperation in fight against corruption, starting awareness campaign, adopting modern preventive vigilance framework, improving the standard of vigilance work and celebrating Vigilance Awareness Week, etc. Through these initiatives, the CVC has tried to enhance transparency in administrative system. It aims to reduce public grievances by accepting system-driven online processes. It believes in proactive and preventive vigilance rather than punitive actions. Students, besides its role which has been given by statutory status, it has also started some new initiatives like international cooperation, like celebrating the awareness week, like computerization of all its processes, and it has taken all the efforts so it can become more and more useful in fight against corruption. Conclusion: the Central Vigilance Commission is an important body to guide central government agencies in the field of vigilance. It is the apex vigilance institution. Its main objective is to ensure that all sorts of corruptions in government sector can be well prevented and addressed minutely. Though there are some limitations regarding power of this commission, even then this commission has proved to be an efficient institution in this field of vigilance. student, we can conclude that in fight against corruption, you have to be vigilant, and in this field this commission is playing very important role. Though there are some limitations regarding appointment of regarding its advisory role, but overall we can say that positively this commission has played very important role in fight against corruption and making society free of redressals which arise due to maladministration and corruption. Thank you.